Hello YouTube, Dave here again. So today I'm reviewing something that I've never actually really looked at before, and this is the Ultra Pro Character Folio for the Dungeons & Dragons game. So this is, as far as I can tell, it's an officially licensed product. Has the official logos here, as well as the 5th edition D&D logo up top. And like I said, this is from Ultra Pro. And so it's on the side here, it says it holds 36 spell cards through to 18 pocket pages, as well as its embossed middle black web material frames spell cards. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that means, but we'll have a look here. Side-loading pocket design for added card protection. Plus it has 10 one-pocket pages to hold character sheets and notes. So this is actually pretty cool. I'll just pan the camera up a little bit here. So this one here actually has Dritz Duerden on it. And I apologize if the lighting's kind of dark. I am recording this during the day, but it's another dreary, rainy day here in Nova Scotia. So I picked this up. It was $12.99 plus tax, so $13, which isn't terrible. This is one of the ones from last year, 2017. And let me just adjust this here. And yeah, it is an officially licensed product because it has it right there on the back. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open this up. I also have a character sheet here with some spell cards, and we'll see sort of how everything looks when it's all said and done. Now, part of me almost wants to keep this in the packaging and just sort of hang it up on the wall, but we're going to go ahead and open this up. There were a few different ones to choose from, but Dritz Duerden is one of my favorite characters, so I had to pick that one up. Alright, it's clinging on kind of stubbornly there. Alright, so here we have a closer look at it. It's actually very shiny. I was expecting it to have more of a matte finish to it, but it is very, very shiny, just along the spine there. I guess you see how it's sort of bound. It's a little piece of tissue paper. Don't know if there's... okay, and there's one on the back as well. Alright, so here we have our sheets. So it looks like you got quite a few sheets here just in the front. And so so it looks like 5 sheets here in front. Then you've got your 2... oh, geez, there's tissue paper everywhere here. Then you have your 2 double-sided sheets for your cards, and then you have the 5 other sheets for the character. Now, it said there's supposed to be like a webbed framing. Where did that go? Embossed middle black web material frames spell card. So I guess that must just be the actual material on the thing itself, because it definitely, there's no design on the on the card sleeve holders there. It would have been kind of cool if there was like little webs in the corners or something like that, but anyway. Oh, excuse me. So what I'm just going to do is, like I said, there's not much to it here, but you got some flaps on the... oh, you got some flaps here to hold some other things as well, so if you kind of run out of room, you've got that there as well. And on the back here, you have just an additional pocket, again, just to hold extra materials, which is pretty cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to load up this product and just make sure I'm not zoomed in. Okay. So I'm going to load this up with a character here. So I don't have all of their spells. I didn't bother searching for the 4th level spells or anything like that. But I've got the 3 sheets for the character, as well as quite a few different spell cards. So let's just go ahead and do some of these on camera, just so we can sort of get an idea of how easy that is to get stuff in and hopefully back out. So here we got the first sheet going in. Alright, so you just have the sheet there, and it does, oh, it comes out real easy, so that's good. It's a little bit finicky getting it to go in to get the page in, but to pull the page out, it like is almost no effort whatsoever. So that's really cool. And we'll just see how our cards work as well. So I just have the magic item card here first. This is just the wand of magic missiles for the character, and it just slides in like so. And so it goes in pretty easy, and it comes out really easy too, so that's good. And the best thing about it is that I don't feel like I'm going to, because you're not having to reach in too far, you're not having to pull this thing way up. I don't feel too much of concern when it comes to potentially damaging the pocket here by sliding the cards in and out. So that's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to load this up, and I'll be right back, and we'll sort of see how it looks in action. Alright, so I've got it loaded up here, and I've done a couple things with this because I sort of had a thought partway through when I was working on putting the pages in. Because I'm going to probably be using this as a dungeon master about 99.99% of the time. So first thing I'll do here is show it sort of in its first intended form here. So I've got the character sheet loaded in. So the only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is how long this is going to hold up before it starts ripping apart. I'm hoping that it's going to be quite durable, the way that the spine and everything is done. I'm hoping that this is a very durable construction. I mean, it feels cool. I really like, you know, the look and feel of this thing. But that is one slight concern that I have when I go to like open this, because I don't want to like crease it and fold it down or anything like that. So it does sit okay though when it's open, although the top here kind of wants to almost close back up. But anyway, so here I have the character sheet loaded in. So this is one of the characters that I made for one of the games that I ran at HalCon. So this is Trayvon Loader, and he was a mountain dwarf wizard with the soldier background, and as a mountain dwarf he had like dwarven armor proficiency, so he was basically a battle mage in the dwarven army. So he was able to wear like suit. He was able to wear like armor. He had magical breastplate, warhammer, wand of magic missiles, stuff like that. So we got the sheet here. Now I didn't give him a background, so this sheet looks pretty blank, but I have like his age and his information there. And if this were a character that I were playing in an ongoing game, then I would have had like the backstory and stuff filled in as well. And of course we have his spell sheet here, so with his spell save DC, attack bonus, and his list of spells. So we also have a couple of blank pages here as well that aren't being used, and since most character sheets are 3 pages long, I kind of would have preferred if they had 3 pages in the front, and then your spell cards, and then like the rest of the clear one sleeve sheets. Would have been nice if they were in the back, because again, you either have a couple of these free at the beginning of your character sheet, because again, most characters are 3 sheets in length, although if you don't have spells, then you're looking at 2 sheets, which you could sort of double up. So anyway, I think there are better ways they could have had the pages done overall in terms of like their ordering and whatnot, but this is still okay. But there we got a couple blank ones here. So here we have our spell cards, and again they load in from the sides. So the one on the outside actually loads, so you've got this one here which loads from this side, and then this one would load from this side here. Now again, I don't feel too worried about sliding them in and out. And then on the back you sort of have the opposite, where you've got this one that opens from this side, and then the other 2 open from the other side. The one thing I will say about the sleeves for the cards, and I love these, I think these are great, would have been nice if there were a couple more of them in here. The biggest thing, so I didn't take the 4th level spells at all, but my 4th level spells would have filled up 4 more slots. So that would have taken up almost an entire other page. So once you get into the higher levels of spells, when you get, like 7th, 8th, 9th level spell slots, you're gonna not have enough sheets here for that. So I think having 4 of these sheets would have been a lot better. And, it's better to have more of, spots available for your cards than, not enough, in my opinion. So anyway, but it is still really cool, and you can sort of do it so that your signature spells are the only ones that you put in there. So you don't have to necessarily put every single spell that you have available to you in there if you know there's certain ones that are very, very situational. But still, a few more of those pages would have been really nice. So the other thought that I had is, again, I'm a dungeon master. So what would be kind of neat for me is to use this as a folder for my pre-written adventures, because when I write adventures myself and print them off, one of the things that gets kind of frustrating is just always getting the pages out of order and trying to find the right page for what you need. If I were smart, I would number them, but it still doesn't stop them from, you know, being kind of put out of order and being something of a mess. So in the back here, I took the adventure that I ran at HalCon that this character was actually a part of, and I put them in the final sheets in the back. So what I did with this is I will just zoom in maybe a little bit. So what I did with this, the adventure that I had, it was I think 8 pages when I printed it off, so I just doubled them up. So you got like the first page here, and then you've got page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 on the back. And what's kind of cool about this idea is, like, let's just say if I were to do this myself for an actual game, I would probably have the adventure in the first, you know, set of 5 sheets. So that gives me up to 10 pages of handwritten, not handwritten, but printed off from my computer pages. So I can have like 10 pages worth of adventures, and I can use these card sections for any magic items that I'm going to be including in the adventure. So typically what I like to do is roll the items ahead of time if I know exactly what I'm doing, if it's not something sort of impromptu or off the top of my head. And with this, I can actually have the magic item cards all set up and ready to go, so that if somebody finds an item, I can just give them the information without having to flip through the DMG, which I think is something that'd be kind of useful. This will also be useful when the monster cards become available as well, because you can have your encounters in here instead of the magic items or what have you. And so that could be really, really useful for that. So anyway, like I said, I actually really like this product. I think it's something that's really, really neat. Kind of interesting. Like, I've seen them a few times, but never really thought to pick them up. But I figured, you know, why not do it today, especially where they have one with one of my favorite characters of all time on there. And again, it seems like it's going to hold up all right. The spine is really my only concern. So I guess the question that I have for you guys is, anyone watching this, if you have any of these folders from Ultra Pro, let me know what your experiences with them have been. Have they held up well? How long have you had them? You know, how much do you use them? And just how durable are they? Because I would really love to know that from people that have obviously more first-hand experience with it than I do. But anyway, I just thought I would put this video out. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Take care.